record it. Okay, so that's the reason why it needs to be reconciled. Because normally the figures in the company may be different from the figures that you will see in your bank statement. So the company has to see what happened. Where's the mistake? Okay. Why is it that the balances are different? So these are the reasons why balances are different. The two common causes of the discrepancies in figures are what? Number one, time lags. Okay. Your time in recording is not the same as the time in the bank where the bank records it. For example, the company prepared the check or prepared the amount to be deposited today, but then it was not deposited right away to the bank. So ang na-deposit dito ugma na. So you call that as time lags. So lahi-lahi siyang time. Example here, a bank statement that ends January 30, 2015, and then the company were able to collect cash of 20,000 at 5 p.m. So na sila na-collect nga cash 20,000 at 5 p.m. Okay? And the bank usually closes at 3 p.m. Because of this, the cash collected will be reflected in the bank as deposited, but it is however recorded in the accounting records, however recorded in the accounting records of the company, which means that it will not be reflected on that date because nag-close naman ang bank. It will be recorded on the next day. Pero sa company, it has been recorded already. Okay? So you call that as time lags. Okay, number two, errors. Oh, sa mga errors? Errors by either party in recording transaction. So there could be some erroneous recording. So sayop ang pag-record. Okay, for example, a check was issued to Meralco by the company amounting to 1,000. And then the company records this as 100 instead of 1,000. So there is an error in recording. So when the check was presented, the bank paid Meralco 1,000. In the records of the company, it was only 100. So there is a problem sa pag-record. So muna siya, this could be the two things why there is a problem na siya mga errors. Other problems or other reasons why sayop or dili sila parehas og balance could be the interest coming from the bank, or it could also be the deductions, like for if there could be charges that are given to the company nga wala na record sa company. So naa dito sa bank statement pero wala sa company. Okay, so let us go to the important the importance of bank reconciliation. So what is the importance of bank reconciliation? Okay, it will identify errors. Okay, of course, that's the main reason why you do bank reconciliation. What else? It provides necessary control. It protects the valuable resources. Okay, so if there is no bank reconciliation, you didn't know. The company will never know if there are some errors made. Okay, so it will control. It will give control. What else? It will also, if the bank balances appear in the accounting records, can be confirmed to be correct by comparing it with the bank statement balance. So it provides comfort that the bank transactions are recorded correctly. Okay, so it will give comfort. So ikaw as an owner, murag you will find things nga kanang kuan ka na you have the faith that it has been recorded correctly. Okay. What else? It assists in the regular monitoring of cash flows of the business. We already talked about cash flows in the previous lesson. So it will give a monitoring. Now, there are three methods in bank reconciliation. What are those? Adjusted method. This is the balance per bank and per book. Book to bank method. Bank to book method. But in this module, what we're going to do, we will do the adjusted method. Okay, adjusted method. Right? Wait sa ha, for a while sa ha, kay murag na ako dire baby nga nagsaba kay tanan. Nya, for a while lang sa. Right, sorry about that. Naibata diri nga kuan. Saba kayo. Kay gusto mo tutoy. Okay, let us continue. Tingnan na ta ha. Okay, so this is now the example of the adjusted method. Kaning ako ang gipakita karon. Is an example of an adjusted method. And at the end, this is also what you're going to do. Okay, and the information reflected here are all given to you. Ang inyong buhaton is you just have to place them in proper order. Proper lang gid siya ang pagbutang ninyo. And then you also have to determine whether you're going to add or minus it. So how will you know kung imo siyang i-add or i-minus? O ato nang next nga find out ha. So first ato sa siya tan-awon ha. Your bank reconciliation statement needs to have a complete details in your headings. So some of you have submitted nga walay headings man lang. So that's already a deduction to the points. Kung walay headings sa deduction na siya sa points because you cannot see a statement without a deduction without a heading. So na gina siyang heading, incomplete gina siya. Name sa company, the title of the statement, and the date. Okay? So you can create your own date and depende sa information nga given dito sa activity at the end. So you have there an adjusted book balance. XXX means an amount. It could be any amount kung sa'y given. And then, look at this. These are two different terms. This is an adjusted book balance. Okay, and this one is an adjusted bank balance. So the bank balance is coming from the bank through the bank statement. Now the book balance is coming from the company. So you have two different things here, two books that you're going to look. Okay. Then there is a bank debit memo. You have the check, printing charges, collection. Okay. There could be some errors if there are, but all of these are already given. Given na siya tanan. Now let us continue. Asa man ang i-minus o asa ang dili i-minus. Okay. First is deposit in transit. The deposit in transit, but before we go to further to katong mga NSF, ato sa ning i-learn ang deposit in transit because this is an important term also that needs to that you need to remember. Deposit in transit, these are amounts already given and recorded by the company but are not yet recorded by the bank. Just like the example that we had, ang company naka-receive sila 20,000 at 5 p.m. and it has been recorded in the company pero wala pa na deposit sa bangko. So, you call that deposit in transit. It's still moving on. So, a retail store deposits its cash receipts August 31 into the bank's night depository at 10 p.m. on August 31. So the bank processed this deposit the following day, September 1 na. So we call that as deposit in transit. Next is outstanding checks. Outstanding checks are being written and recorded in the company's cash, but not yet cleared the bank account or presented to the bank by the payee. So it means that the company has already made a check payable to this certain person or payable to another company. Let's say, mubayad sila sa VECO for their electricity. So they have made a check and it has been recorded. But then when they paid it to VECO, ang VECO wala pagi deposit sa ilahang bangko. So it was not deducted to the amount yet. You call that as outstanding check. So mag-wait lang yun ka, mag-wait ka until the time that the company will use the check and it will be credited to your account. So ma-debit na gani siya, ma-minus na siya dito, then it means nga dili na siya outstanding check. Okay, it's no longer an outstanding check. I have an example here. I want you to read the example. Okay, wala na tayo time para ana. Bank errors. Errors from the word itself, mistake. So a bank error is part of your, and also it's outstanding check is actually part of your statement, kaning outstanding check. So ang outstanding check DI, you have to if it's an outstanding check, it will be shown in the book balance. Dito na siya sa company ha, basta outstanding check. So you are going to deduct that. I-deduct na nimo siya sa pikas nga area. Kay ang pikas nga area wala pa man to nga check eh. So you're going to put outstanding check there, so you will deduct it. Ang bank error sad, it could be addition or subtraction. Depende sa error. In our example previously, kato bitong supposed to be 1,000 pero ang na-record is 100. So what do you think you're supposed to do kung ingon ana? 'Di ba? So kung nakuwangan siya, then you have to deduct more. So i-deduct nimo siya dito og 900 para ma-even siya. 100 ang gideduct, then dugangan nimo og 900. So maparehas na siya, 1,000 diri ang gideduct, 1,000 sad ang gideduct ngadto sa bangko. Okay? Bank service charges, so fees na siya, deduction gyapon na siya, fees are deducted. So deduction na siya sa imuhang book. The NSF at net sufficient fund, deduction as well. Printing charges, also deduction. Interest earned is an addition. Yeah, earned man na siya, earned. So addition na siya, plus na siya. Notes receivable. So when notes come due, the company might ask its bank to collect the notes. So it's an addition. Plus na siya sa inyo ha. Receivable man. Okay, errors in the company's cash account. So the error could be plus or minus na po kay error man. Okay, let's go to the steps. So the first step is you are going to check the balance statement. This is the reconciliation process. Check the statement in August 31. Example na siya, 2014. Adjustments. So you will add the deposit in transit, deduct the outstanding checks. That is what I told you. I-deduct na nimo siya ang outstanding check. Add or deduct. Ako na po na-mention sa inyo ha. Depende siya sa error, kung unsa nga error ang naa. And then after that, you are going to adjust also the balance per book. In your balance per book, this is what you do. Deduct the bank service charges, deduct the NSF charges, deduct the checking printing charges, add interest earned, add receivables, add or deduct errors. I mentioned that to you. And then you will know the total. Okay, so you compare now. Your balance in your book needs to be the same balance in your bank. So dapat balanse na sila. Same na sila. Okay, so let's go back to the sample. Go back to the sample. Your book balance and your bank balance needs to be the same. Now, katong akong gipakita nga steps, kung inyo na to siyang i-follow, you just have to use this format. Kanira nga format inyong gamiton, then follow it. Okay, follow ang iyahang style. Ang minus, ang deduction, then ang error ng ninyo, error needs to be, it could be plus or minus, depende na siya. Ang diri, outstanding check, di ba? I-deduct nimo ang outstanding check. Ang deposit in transit, sa may buhaton. If you cannot remember, you go back and check sa may buhaton sa deposit in transit, ha? Add. I have to add deposit in transit. Kasi may buhaton sa outstanding check, minus. Okay. Error. I have to analyze unsa man nga error. Okay? Deduction ba ni siya nga error or addition ba ni nga error? You have to analyze that. Okay, let's go now to the demonstrate. Before we go to demonstrate, questions sa questions. Any question? Ang kanarabang hilom duharay padulngan ana. It's either you understood or wa mo ika-question kay wa kasabot. Asa man mo ana? I hope that you understood. Dili ka tong wala kasabot.
Understood, ma'am.
Okay. You understood it. Right, let's go to the demonstration part. Kay daghan kay nag-question ani, ma'am, mo kasabot unsa akong buhaton. So this is what you're going to do. You will do the adjustment bank statement. The one that I showed you earlier, kadto nga format inyong buhaton. You are going to put there the company's name. So that's Juan Company. You will put the name of the statement. So this is the bank statement reconciliation or bank reconciliation statement. And then you are going to put there also the date. So unsa may date na to? It's August 30, 2015. Muna imo ibutang sa heading. And then there are two columns there. The column on the right is the balance for the bank balance. The column on the left are the book balance. It means from the company balance. And then you just have to put all the necessary information needed. Okay, so the balance, beginning balance per bank. This is bank. This is the unadjusted balance, 15,907.45. So you put that there. And then this one is the book balance, unadjusted book balance, 11,589.45. So you put that on the left. And then after that, below will be other information. So kabalo na mo sa inyong buhaton. Deposit in transit, asa na siya dapit. Outstanding check, asa na siya dapit. Kung sa'y buhaton sad nako ana. Errors. You read the error. What is the problem with the error? And then bank memoranda. NSF check, kung sa'y buhaton nako. Printing, ana. Interest earned, kung sa'y may buhaton. Okay? And then your bank statement or bank reconciliation statement is now finished. Ana lang na siya. Kadali. So, mura na inyong buhaton. Pang subat, butang-butang ra ninyo dito. Based on the example katong akong gihatag ninyo nga sa manina grade na manina katong gihatag nako ninyo nga sample. Okay. Question.
Ako, ma'am, na-question, ma'am.
Yes.
Ang sa deposit slip o sa katong check na kuan, ma'am, kailangan to signature?
Of course, you need signature. Whatever is being asked. Kung unsay naa dito, unsay naa sa, are you using a real, by the way, ang check kay inyo man yun ang buhaton. So, need yun mo nga magbuta og signature ana kay usa na siya sa mga importante nga information nga naa dinha. Because it will not be valid if there's no signature. Your deposit also, there has to be a signature. Whether you are using your own drawing sa deposit slip or you're using a deposit slip from the bank. So naa na siya signature. I'm not sure if naay mga bangko nga walay signature. But whatever it is, kung unsay naa diha, kung patan if you are using a real deposit slip, whatever information that is needed, it needs to be complete.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Any more question? Wala mo question sa demonstrate nga part? Very good. Ano ako mga estudyante? Ay,
Ma'am, kaning
okay.
interest earned o glass bank collection, asa na dapat ibutang sa adjusted bank balance na siya, sa other side na siya?
Interest earned. Check there kung asa man dapit ang interest earned. Kinsa may naka-receive ng interest earned. Ha? Who receives it? Interest earned. Back there. Interest earned. Who receives that? Is it the company who receives it, or it's is it the company who receives it, or the bank who receives it? Interest earned. Company. So if it's the company, then you put it in the book. Okay, and since it's earned, it means it's an addition.
Addition.
Correct.
Then katong fee, ma'am, sa bank to
Oh,
katong last bank
it's
collection
already,
fee.
it says here, less bank collection fee. So if it's a collection fee, who gives the collection fee? It's the bank, right?
Bank.
So since
Yes, ma'am.
since the company did not know about this collection fee, this is not shown in their book. So what do? Where do you put it? Do you put it in
Sa
the bank?
air.
Do you put it in the bank or you put it in the book?
Bank.
Sa bank? But sip may naghimuan na.
Sa book, ma'am.
O sa book na nimo siya ibutang because the company does not know about this. Nakaibalo lang siya pagkita niya sa statement. Uy, di may nusan di ay ko og 15 na ay collection fee. Wala na ako na record diha. Ako ni i-record diri sa ako. Okay. So that's it.
Okay, ma'am.
Any more? Any more?
Ma'am, can we, like, for example, can we just get a sample of the with deposit gone from online?
Yes, you can.
Okay, thank you.
Ma'am, sa plus o minus, ma'am, ba mag-open ng close parenthesis lang na nag-indicate na deduct to siya?
Yes, you can. You can do that. In
Okay, ma'am.
accounting, we usually use a bracket to indicate it's a deduction.
Okay, ma'am.
So mag-start na mo og gamit ana ha, because in the future when you go to college, your teacher will ask you to use that one kanang mga bracket. A bracket indicates deduction. So mo na siya. Yeah. And then at the end, you normally put 2 lines. 2 lines na siya ang katapusan. Kana bitong balance niya, you have to indicate 2 lines because it shows that you have already made, kung ano na siya ba, ang indication anang 2 lines na siya, corrected na siya, it means this is the correct, the total na jud ang iyang na balance. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Napailain niya question? Wala na? Okay? So, those of you na naay mga lacking, I have already sent to you in the messenger na sa atong group chat for accounting. So please, I want you to submit it as soon as possible because next week I'll start validating your grade and our our deadline is really on the 24th. But I don't want to wait until the deadline because morning raraban na gid ko to ba mo ang deadline ana nya. Di ko ganahan makapiso, di ko ganahan I don't want my name to be mentioned nya dugay nag-submit og grade. So please I want you to submit as soon as possible. Don't wait for me to validate your grade nga di ko ganahan unta mo validate without a complete activities. But then kung wala jud ko'y ma-receive, if 23 wala pa gyud gihapon, then I will validate. And remember, even though your work is already complete siya tanan, but since you have submitted it late, dili na ko mohatag og perfect score. So muna amo ang nasabutan. Because it will be unfair also for those who submitted on time. Unfair kaayo, magkaparehas mong score lang. Unya, ang usa, on time kaayo, very diligent with their work. And then ang usa, tulog-tulog lang sa, unya na naghimo pagka katapusan na. And then you will have the same grade. That will be unfair. So, I will not give any more a perfect score. Na lang ko'y minimal score na ihatag sa maka-submit na correct po ang iyahang work. Kung dili correct pa jud ang work niya, late pa jud, okay, so mas nagandaghan na siya og deduction kay mali pa ang trabaho, late pa jud. Anyway, basta mo submit lang, at least na ay points. Dili ma zero. Okay, that's all for this morning and thank you so much for joining. I have to stop now sharing and I also need to stop recording. Wait, man ako na stop.